Hello everyone, I took some pretty big gambles on this one here, and I think it actually worked out to my favor. And I'm talking about Kyle. I actually got a good amount of them from the Deep Forest Treasure event, and I said, you know what, I'm going to go cash in the 2 from the cave hunting, and then cash in the 2 from the actual capture mimic event going on right now. I also had a ton of soul fragments, and I spent some gems and used them to get 3-star burners to take this thing up, but it wasn't enough to get it to 11 stars on it to unlock the engraving. And this is something that I probably will never do again unless I do it on accident again, and I don't recommend anybody else doing this. But we're going to sacrifice an 8-star epic hero. You see Rakan, we're going to ditch him to see how good this is. Now, because this Deep Forest event is going on right now still, and depending on what star level you get Kyle at, we get rewards. And luckily for me, I was able to get this Ancient Soul by taking him to 10 stars. This meant with grabbing everything that I could inside the game, we got him to 12 stars, so let's see how he performs. I say that like I don't already know and have already played all the way through it. It's pretty freaking awesome. Now, the active skill backline attack, when you go and hit the hero, whichever one is in front, you're going to be hitting the whole row behind them and having a 70% chance to stun them. The big thing is you could have a hero that's over in the front left corner, and even if there's a gap, it doesn't have to be adjacent heroes. It's just anybody in that direct row behind them is going to be getting hit. And a 70% stun is pretty decent. I at least was stunning a bunch of people, so I'm not going to complain about that. The passive skill Straight Rapier is going to be doing an additional 40% on those normal attacks, and whichever enemy is hit is going to have their defense reduced by 10 permanently. Now, for counterattack preparation, this one's a very unique one. Whenever taking a direct hit, you're going to be getting an additional 5% attack of the hero that hits you. And this one is going to stack up to 10 times, so you can only imagine once you get this strong enough, throwing it up in the front line with a Rochelle next to you, even an Almond or somebody behind you, this could definitely make a mean freaking hero. Passive skill Nullify, when you drop below 50%, you're going to be healing yourself by 120% of your attack for 2 turns, and you'll also be removing all crowd controls and debuffs from you. So you can only imagine having some of those permanent attack buffs on you, and then getting this, you're going to be healing yourself up pretty quickly. And then the Awakened skill, Mortal Wound Dodge, is going to make it the lower the HP you have, the less damage you're going to be receiving. That starts out at 0.25% for every percent loss, eventually jumps up to 0.35%, and then you get some crit defense in the later levels. But the big one I wanted to see was the engraving. You can see it here. It's kind of this little swirly thing around you. For some reason, I was thinking he was going to be like a windy type of ghost, but it's not the case. But when you go and enter this state and get hit directly 4 times, you'll now have an increase to your dodge and doing more attack for 2 turns. This is going to start out with a 40% dodge with 15% attack, but eventually it's going to be a 100% dodge with a 50% attack increase. And here's the proof of the pudding right here. You can see my Kion doing 17 million damage with full set of Legendary +3, wearing a Divine Rune with Might of Despair, and still Kyle is out trumping it with 28 million damage. Now, I do have some Legendary +3 gear in it, but the engraving is only 10 on this. Kion is engraving level 40, maxed out. Also has levels on the artifact, and like I said, that Divine Rune. This is what we have right here, and this thing has been performing extremely well, and I wasn't even taking a ton of direct hits with it. I do just want to clarify once again, I do not recommend that you go and burn your epic heroes inside this, or go and try to use all your currency to get all this stuff. There might be other better things inside it, but if you can and are able to swing it here, this is a very good hero to get. So really curious to know what you guys think. If you're struggling on the capture event with the Mimic right now, take a look at this video right here. Thanks for watching, and remember, I pick my butt.